Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this one. This is the bottom review, of course, the bottom review that I normally do after each weekend. And obviously last night was probably the only bottom that took place really over the weekend, which was in the Burnham Show, the Master of Burnham Show, of course, which was headlined by Denny against Felix for the hooping and middleweight title. So let's get straight into it. So we'll start off then with the main event. Denny did defeat First Class on technical decision to retain the hooping and middleweight belt. Obviously, the fight only lasted 4 rounds, and the fight was waved up at the start of the 5th round for a nasty cut to First Class. A nasty cut to First Class's eye, which at first we all thought it was a clash of heads, but it was an actual punch from Denny that caused the nasty cut to First Class. And for me, Denny was winning that fight with ease, in my opinion. Denny was winning that fight with ease. Denny boxed well. He boxed well on the inside. Done a lot of fruitful boxing on the inside, Denny. And for me, First Class just looked off it, didn't he? Just looked off it. It's technically a stoppage, let's be real. It's technically a stoppage. So I'll take credit for putting Denny to stop First Class. So it is technically a stoppage, let's be real. Because the ref did wave it off. Even though it was a technical decision, but for me, it was still technically a stoppage as well, let's be real. So First Class was way off it. The inactiveness shown for First Class, in my opinion. If I was being nice, I did First Class the first round, but that's about it. If I was being nice to First Class. But for me, First Class for me needs to start taking tune-ups and being more active, in my opinion. Because for me, Denny comfortably won that fight with ease, despite how long it lasts, in my opinion. And Denny was more of the sharp fighter. First Class's timing was off, in my opinion, as well. And the fight I would make next for Denny is Denzel Bentley. That's the one I picked out. There's a few opponents and pick out for next for Denny. Denzel Bentley. Denzel Bentley has been recently at boxers' shows as well. Especially he was at Crystal Palace last week for Blackpool against Chris Smith. Denzel Bentley. So make it out what you will. But you could put Denny in against a matchroom fighter now. Now Eddie Hearn and Ben Shalom seem to be best mates now. With Ben Shalom being ringside last night for Eddie Hearn's show. They had a shake of hands as well. And yeah, miracles can happen in boxing, can't they? Miracles can happen. Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren last year having that bond, and now we could have Eddie Hearn and Ben Shalom. Ben Shalom finally come to his senses as well. But let's be real, the Saudi money has brought them together. Let's be real. So I will say that. But yeah, First Class for me. I'm not saying First Class should retire. None of that rubbish. I think First Class. He's been out for almost 2 years, and it showed really, in my opinion. So I think First Class just needs to stay active, in my opinion. And Denny, yeah, there's a few opponents you can pick out for Denny next. Denzel Bentley, Conah. Them two opponents come to mind, or maybe a top 15 opponent that is outside the UK for Denny next, potentially. But I would love to see Denny versus Denzel Bentley. I would love to see that fight next, and I think that's more likely going to be on the boxer show, in my opinion. So that is my thoughts on that. Up next, what a fight this was. what a fight this was for me. Probably fight of the year for me so far. Lewis Crocker beats Conor Walker in fight of the year. War, an absolute war it was. An absolute war. Lewis Crocker's explosiveness against Conor Walker's constant pressure and volume of punches. Volume punches was what Conor Walker's got, while Lewis Crocker, for me, Lewis Crocker's probably got more of the eye-catching punches. Look, it wasn't a robbery, in my opinion. I personally had Conor Walker winning on my scorecard. I had Conor Walker winning by 1 point, despite Conor Walker getting the point deduction in which was in round. What round was it? Was it round 8 or round 9? I think it's one of them rounds where he got the point deduction. And the upside, it did cost Conor Walker in the end by the other things. But yeah, I think it was ridiculous that Lewis Crocker got 3 rounds on one of the judges' scorecards. I think that was ridiculous for me. There's no way he won 3 rounds, in my opinion. Maybe 1 round. Maybe he won it by 1 round, Lewis Crocker. But there's no way Lewis Crocker won it by 3 rounds. No chance. But I think that's a bit of conspiracy because they all want the Lewis Crocker versus Paddy Donovan fight, which looks like it has already been signed, which I've put it as my fight I'd make next. If it was up to me, if it was up to me, I would love to see the rematch between Lewis Crocker and Conor Walker. And why not put Paddy Donovan against Harry Styles, for example, while Walker and Crocker do at it. But yeah, I think Crocker versus Donovan's going to happen, innit? It's already signed. And that's probably going to happen next. So I think Conor Walker, for his performance, deserves a big fight. And I think Harry Styles is a big fight for him, in my opinion. Harry Styles coming on the battle for defeat to the Ukrainian Taran Chandransian as well. And why not? I think Harry Styles versus Conor Walker will be a good fight. As well. Lewis Crocker versus Paddy Donovan. That's a cracking fight. A cracking fight for Ireland as well. And all Irish chats between Lewis Crocker and Paddy Donovan. Probably one of the best fights. One of the best fights of all time. And probably in Irish boxing. Crocker versus Donovan. Potentially. I said potentially. But Conor Walker, for me, unlucky not to get the result, in my opinion, because I thought he won on my scorecard by 1 point for me. But yeah, what a fight. I'm still getting my breath back from that fight. An absolute war. And yeah, I think Conor Walker deserves a good fight, in my opinion. Deserves a great fight next. So I'll put him in against Harry Styles next, in my opinion. So up next then, we saw Cameron Thorne in action. Obviously Cameron Thorne won against a tough, gutsy, last minute opponent in Sheffield by unanimous decision. He was supposed to fight Jordan Finn next, but apparently now that fight is fully off and it ain't gonna happen. Even though that's the fight I would make next, try and get that on for one more time. And if there's one more pull out from either of them, then this is definitely not happening, is it? But apparently it's not happening now. Cameron Thorne versus Jordan Finn, so I just ignore that banner now. But it would be the fight I'd make next. But in terms of Cameron Thorne's performance, I don't think he saw that, to be honest. I think he got caught easy. For a last-minute opponent in Sheffield. I think the scorecards, for me, my scorecard was actually close for me. But that's down to Cameron Thorne for getting Sheffield land on him, in my opinion. I think Cameron Thorne was quite sloppy last night. He was quite sloppy as well. Which get Sheffield in and made the fight closer than it was in my eyes. In my opinion, if Cameron Thorne wasn't sloppy, then yeah, I would have expected Cameron Thorne to win all 10 rounds. But yeah, I gave Trevor Foley 4 rounds on my start card. I gave him 4 rounds, and that was down. I think it was rounds 5, 7, 9. I think as well. I think it was 10, round 10 as well. So yeah, I think Cameron Thorne, for me, I think Cameron Thorne's next opponent needs to be White for me, because I don't think he's ready for a step up yet, Cameron Thorne. Because I saw Jensen is armoured in that fight last night. Obviously, all the Newcastle fans be biased, saying, yeah, it was a comfortable win, etc., etc. Trevor Foley was constantly pressuring him as well, and making Cameron Thorne bottom the back foot. Don't get me wrong, Cameron Thorne did win the fight. He did win the fight on the start card, definitely. But I think he only won it by 2 rounds for me. Down to his shoppiness. And it should have really been an easy win for Cameron Thorne. So, yeah, I don't think it was a great performance from Cameron Thorne. I thought it was quite a sloppy performance, but he got the win. And that's why I think the Jordan Finn fight next probably made sense, because I don't think Cameron Thorne should take a massive step up for me. That next step up, because I don't think Cameron Thorne is I don't think Cameron Thorne is ready for that next step up after last night's performance. There's a few, it was just sloppy, very sloppy, and he made it. And it was down to him that he made the fight as close as it was. So yeah, but that's the fight I'll try and make next, but apparently it's not going to happen now. Cameron Thorne versus Jordan Finn. So let's see what's going to happen next for Cameron Thorne. And finally, on the card, we saw again another great fight on the card last night. Emma Doran edging out Shannon Ryan to become British Super Flyweight Champion and retain her Commonwealth belt by split decision. For me, I thought Emma Doran won by unanimous decision. For me, definitely. I thought Emma Doran won by unanimous decision. Again, it was one of them fights where I probably gave it to 1 point to Emma Doran. I think Emma Doran won it by probably 2 rounds, in my opinion. 1 or 2 rounds. Emma Doran should have been the unanimous winner, in my opinion. Definitely. I just for me, Shannon Ryan, she was good when she was using that jab, boxing, using her movement, Shannon Ryan, but she didn't do it enough. Shannon Ryan just didn't use her movement enough, and that's what cost her, in my opinion. She just didn't use her movement enough, and Emma Doran was catching Shannon Ryan a lot, was kipping Shannon Ryan a lot as well, with them wonderful white hooks of Emma Doran. And Emma Doran looked disciplined, didn't she? She looked disciplined in that boxing win. She was in disciplined shape. I actually think she had more power than Shannon Ryan, because Shannon Ryan was getting kicked a lot, while Shannon Ryan had the movement. She had the movement. But for me, Emma Doran deservedly won the fight for me. In my preview, I said Shannon Ryan would win by points. I thought Shannon Ryan would win by points with her movement. She just didn't utilise her movement enough for me in the fight. This is why Emma Doran won the fight, in my opinion. So the fight I would make next for Emma Doran is the Lauren Parker fight for the European belt. I think that should be the next step for Emma Doran. Fight for the European title against Lauren Parker for me. As for Shannon Ryan, what's next for Shannon Ryan? I think Shannon Ryan should fight the opponent Lauren Parker just beaten. I think it was an Italian woman. Oh, what's she called again? The name's just gone out of my head. But yeah, I think Emma Doran should fight Lauren Parker next for the European belt. That's the fight I would make next, in my opinion. There was another fight, Lyndon Arthur, Denny Cameron, that took place on Friday. I will quickly speak about that. Then Arthur, it was quite an underwhelming performance from Lyndon Arthur against Liam Tamlin, but again, I think Lyndon Arthur did win the fight, in my opinion, as much as an underwhelming performance, and it probably sets up well for that Dan Steeds versus Lyndon Arthur fight next. Probably makes sense now because both fighters on the back of underwhelming performances, so it's probably a fight that makes sense. That Dan Steeds versus Lyndon Arthur on the Boxer show as well. So I just thought I'll quickly speak about that. And also, we were supposed to have another fight on the card last night, which was Fiad's versus Baker 2 that was postponed for a regular betting reason. So there was a illegal betting activity going on before the fight. I don't know who from which camp, but that's going to be dealt with by the British board. And apparently a lot of people saying it's going to be... A lot of people are pointing fingers saying it's Fiat who caused it. But yeah, real shame to have that fight pulled from the card, especially for that reason. As well. Because, again, that would have been another good fight to have on the card. Fiat versus Baker too. So, but yeah, the British board deal with that. So yeah, you had to put a sport deal with that that incident, and see what occurs from it. And also, if you didn't see on my community post last night, Jack Cattrall versus Wheaties Broadway was announced during this show last night. What a fight for Jack Cattrall, the biggest fight available for Jack Cattrall against Wheaties Broadway, a former world champion, of course. A former world champion, Wheaties Broadway, and a world level opposition as well, Wheaties Broadway, who's been in with the likes of Josh Taylor as well. So I did say, I think when Cattrall versus Taylor happened, that's the fight I wanted. I wanted Cattrall versus Wheaties Broadway. That was the fight to make for me. Biggest fight available for Cattrall. Bring Broadway to the UK. Massive fight for me on August the 24th between Jack Cattrall and Wheaties Broadway. So I just thought I'll quickly speak about that as well. So I'm on you there for my Boxing Review show. Feel free to leave all your thoughts down below on the 4 fights that took place on Matchroom card last night. The Lyndon Arthur Liam Tamlin fight that took place on Friday. And the Fiat versus Baker situation, and the Cattrall versus Wheaties Broadway announcement. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Take care, stay safe, and thank you all to everyone that has watched this live stream. And I will see you all tomorrow. I've got 2 boxing previews to run out tomorrow. Toronto Ennis versus David Avanesian, and Janabek is back in action as well against Mikhail Vorvitz. So see you all there for them boxing previews tomorrow. Take care and see you all later.